The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of...
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is.
Okay, well, squeeze in, I guess.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
He points to some at the lieutenant.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
The
I'm
tire
actually
of.
not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I just list like the youth.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Right as home, huh? What, you think I can fit with this misfits? Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether. A pile of nasal sprays. Brand name, Nosepad Ultra. We could use one of those. Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says this, whatever. Not the regular water for drinking. You guys making drugs? A speaker. The big kind they use for live music. Hello.
A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Welshi tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says, as though you're supposed to be sharing some tremendous evangelical secrets.
Hardcore!
Say nothing.
Hardcore!
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega!
Alright!
Here comes the night!
Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think?
What? What do you mean with the hardcore? Solve the egghead puzzle. There has to be some way to talk to this person. You haven't found it yet. It's definitely not about sinus. What if you just try again? Find your way out of this maze of things to say. Okay.
The young man with
Basically, we have to say like a specific thing at the time. This is hardcore. Say nothing.
Hardcore!
Say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega!
Still say nothing.
Internally coherent.
I was wondering if you know who killed the mercenary hanging behind the whirling in rags hostel.
Good morning, yeah! 1, 2, 3, Yekokata, the place to be!
But Yokata is a catastrophe zone, a desolated wasteland. It can be the place to be.
Yekokata is a hardcore place!
Well, I guess, yeah.
an intricate system of irrigation networks pockmarking the earth, intermittent seas of phosphorus mud, ripped tarpaulin fluttering in the wind. A pair of molten rubber boots also comes to mind. All in all, a truly hardcore place.
It is pretty hardcore. Anyway, that has nothing to do with what I was talking about.
Back to the heavy hardcore!
Say nothing.
Hardcore!
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega!
Say nothing.
Internally coherent.
Still say nothing.
Encore! Alright! Yeah!
Please tell me what exactly are you doing?
Gotta get the people going!
Why?
I'm the party boy. It's my job.
What is a party boy?
Hardcore party 25/7 beyond the winter's orbit style.
There is a place far away in Cutler, beyond a certain latitude, known as Winter's Orbit, where there are 25 hours in a day. It is a tremendously cold place, abandoned to drunks and failed rock stars, full of etonite, depression, and half-finished ski-flying hills. The Suru live there.
Okay, again, nothing to do with what I say.
The true hard.
Say nothing. Still say nothing. Say nothing. Still say nothing. Say nothing.
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah!
No, but seriously, I'm a little worried, isn't it?
The question is, what is the question?
What? That would have been good if I haven't asked you a question, but I didn't. Now it's just idiotic.
But there was a question?
There was a question?
We're close.
Hold on, maybe I have to say nothing.
Hardcore!
Say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
Say nothing.
Internally coherent.
Say nothing.
Alright! Yeah!
Please tell me what exactly you're
Gotta
doing.
get the people going.
I see.
Yeah, Rick.
Alright, now that's not. Ugh!
True.
Say nothing.
Hardcore.
Say nothing.
Hardcore doesn't
Say nothing.
internally call
Say
him
nothing.
hardcore.
Say
He
nothing.
furrows his
Hardcore.
No, but seriously, I'm a little
The
worried, isn't it?
question is, what is the question?
Just answer the
But
question.
there was no question.
Was it a question or there wasn't not a question?
We're close.
True.
Say nothing. Just say nothing. Say nothing.
Internally call
Say
him
nothing. Say
he
nothing.
furrowed.
Hardcore.
So hardcore. Is it though? That's a question. It
What
is.
is it? I mean, really?
The question is, what is the question?
No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
He frowns, then starts bubbling his head back and forth once more. I don't know what happened. I think I suffer a mental breakdown there.
The skin on your back is crawling. For a second, you can't even hear the music anymore. There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gislain, right next to.
What just happened? I'm more confused than anything. You say you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore.
He turns pensive, all of a sudden.
Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last months, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper?
He thinks for a moment, then his expression clears.
It's like it's only ultra.
It's ultra hardcore, but it could be hyper hardcore.
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto, like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore.
You know, it's proto, no hardcore at all.
Wow! Culture cop! I think you might be right. But how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be?
Sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what is the question?
No! This is the answer!
Oh, okay. Try to think if anything could make it hardcore.
What? Guys, there's something happening in his head.
As your mind works, the beat recedes from your ears. You hear your own blood pulsing through your head, nourishing your thoughts with oxygen. The rhythm is familiar.
Feel the movement of blood through your head.
The abstract shapes swelling in the foreground have done so in vain. This is a core matter. The answer in the double kick that moves the milliliters through your mind. The dark thud is the source of all rhythm, the inspiration behind mathematics. The hardcore.
Think even harder.
Oh yeah! He's doing it!
But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of reason.
It should be reason and soul. My imagination fails me.
I know! So does mine!
He laughs and shakes his head. Wait, I just remembered something. I'm the police.
Uh-huh.
The young man is bursting with anticipation. And actually is more likely to hinder us than anything.
Oh.
Well, I can't help you with this right now. I need something else, something extra. Maybe it needs some more, I don't know. Maybe it needs like a remix or something.
Yeah!
Are you a through reader?
No nation!
Thought reader.
But trans nation! No war! But class war!
Does that mean you're a reader?
Don't be a lunatic. Of course he is. Jermaine here just yells random things. Odds are, sooner or later one of them will come off as thought reading.
Thought reading. His name is Jermaine? I like Egghead better.
Yeah! Revolution imperative!
Unless you were thinking Revershaw imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar thing happen with X yelling. I know what you mean.
You're right, I wasn't thinking that.
Hardcore superstar!
Are you a communist, Egghead?
He's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey at the Elysium. She was a communist, though.
Yeah! With a rebel yell!
But why are you a communist? Communism is the truth.
I could be a communist. If you want that, do you vote me to be a communist?
Yes.
Please don't turn him into a communist.
Too late.
Oh yeah, turn him into a communist. Come on, it would be super.
Be a communist, egghead. The future need your help.
Aye!
Well, I guess he's a communist now. Cool. Tell me something else.
Communism rules the nation.
He looks at you with an almost impossibly wide shining grin, looking to see if you approve. Yes. Right on, comrade luminary.
Here comes the sun.
Alright. Is your real name Jermaine?
Dark-cord hardcore. Jermaine Egghead.
Basically, yes, it is.
Alright. What are the lungs on your hold on, what is this question? What are the lungs on your belt bucket? Oh, there's literally lungs. Oh.
Lungs are for love.
Why would lungs be for love?
When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing through her body. For the world loved her, and she loved it back. Yeah!
Okay, I don't know how that will make any sense.
Why wouldn't they be? Are the lungs not the place where you hold the breath of your soul?
I don't know. This is a very philosophical. The place where you hold the breath of your soul. Really?
I think so.
That doesn't sound like a thing that will happen.
But that's what everybody saw. Explain it as you please. But it doesn't really do to just deny it ever happened.
Fair enough. Alright, physical instrument. 12. Maybe your buddy can tell you what Arno Van Aing jam is missing to make it more harder core. Physical instrument 5. Hold on. Let me rethink this. Alright, what do we have? We need a hand. We need physical instrument. I know I can have something that gives me physical instrument, right? Some jacket or something. Physical instrument, physical instrument. Maybe not. Maybe this is just it. Yep, I'm afraid this is it. Alright, this is gonna have to work.
Good morning, comrade.
Maybe anybody can tell you what Arno Van Aing jam is missing to make it more harder core. 83%. A plus the beat in your heart, and expert on anodic music apparently.
You know it in your lungs where the pressure should vibrate, in your heart that's alone, and in your solar plexus where the hits should land. So does every chordate animal.
Need more bass.
What?
The young man makes a sudden move like he's about to turn the volume down, but that would be ridiculous. And a melody. A good melodies will make the song really stick, so that you can't get it out of your head anymore. Points at your head.
Wow, okay. We should start with the melody. But where would we get that stuff from?
I don't know. I was thinking you will know.
I'm sorry. I don't know anything about anodic music. I'm just the party boy. I get the people going and say it's hardcore.
Even when it isn't hardcore?
He feels ashamed he can't be of more service to the future of dance music.
Oh, it's okay. Maybe you can help. We just have to put our heads together. Okay, I'll look into it. I'm in official capacity. It's up to the police to make the beats go harder. Alright, I'll see if I can come up with something on my own. A citizen investigation.
The young man falls silent with appreciation. He even tries to contain his smile, as if it could hinder your investigation.
You're a good egghead.
Basically, what you need to find here is a tape with some banging music on it, so that Egghead could use it to remix Van Aing's jam.
Yeah, maybe that street talker across the pawn shop has got some tapes to sell. That's just an idea.
Possibly.
There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gislain, right next to the canal. A reel of magnetic tape is caught in its branches, like bronze ribbons blowing.
Haunted tree row of standing right next to the canal. It's a tape. Okay, in a tree. Feels cold.
Does it?
He looks around looking for the coal. Rule of Sanglish and whatever. I've been there.
Oh, I know! I know this! I can tell you where it is!
How did I know that? Probably I saw it like, you know, across like the sidelines, and I just didn't pick it up.
St. G is the boulevard before the canal bridge. The one that takes you to the whirling in rags and the industrial harbour. It's got the lanterns and the...
I knew that! I could have said that!
and the mosaic sidewalk.
But it's all blocked with that stupid traffic jam right now. Anyway.
Whatever, shake it out.
Anyway, that's all yours to figure out, Copman.
It's okay, I can bring it here. Alright, goodbye, egghead. What about you?
Speak to Andre. I'm just annoyed.
Are you the Noah? Are you the the Domino's Pizza little gremlin? You look kinda different. A strange dressed young man says without looking up from his toolbox. Well, what if I want to speak with you first?
I suck at socialising, man. If you go speak to Andre, I'll have time to tune in. Get a reading on your sign.
Before he finished talking, he already turned back to his tools.
Maybe you should just stand there, watch him rattle his toolbox, get to know his sign.
Yeah, if you get to measure my sign, maybe I should measure yours. Stand there and observe him.
The contents of the young man's toolbox are organized in a neat yet eclectic manner. He is constantly checking out the various tools and parts and rearranging them slightly. It's a bit hypnotizing if you look at it long enough.
I have all kinds of screws.
He holds up a handful. Not.
They'll come in handy for fixing the church exterior. Talk to Andre. No point in standing here. The signs are really out of tune.
He glances at the others. Okay, I'll talk to the guy. So you're planning to fix the church exterior, huh? Alright, well. Hello.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
You have Bauer Simpson's hair, kind of.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
There is definitely something futuristic about his hair, aggressively so. You get the sense that this is what the future will look like. Imbecilic, yes, should the future ever come, it will look deeply imbecilic, like this guy.
Sure, let's be nice. Shake his hand.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
No sign arranged yet, huh?
And Egghead.
Egg!
The tape player, high above his head, continued to blast what is probably anodic music. Yeah, we know that. I get to know Egg. Egg is a good egg.
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Wait, how many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
That means they haven't set up a single one yet.
Yeah. What are you here then?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent!
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Yeah, all expensive, all occupied, huh?
Place is a shithole.
That too.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
There's no need, the place is pretty bad.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
Also, by the way, like, whatever, he can insult all he wants, I'm not his fucking mother. It's fine. What do you mean about the narcomania on the coast?
An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face.
Unless you're doing like a YouTube essay, that fancy word is not something you're gonna ever use. Enough histrionics. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church. And I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Well, isn't this like the free economics or whatever? Like anyone can just take whatever they want or whatever? Well, maybe not take, but if the church is abandoned, what's the problem?
Dopeheads!
Burnouts.
The anger will spit on the crew and on a screw, then start cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Reversholt.
Ah, so you three guys think you can do that?
Strike that! The word!
Alright, so what? There's been some complaining about dopeheads and stuff?
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
I won't stand for narcomaniacs or any kind. No narcomaniacs on my watch.
Yes. And the worst part is, they're also spooky.
What exactly do you mean by spooky? Are they dressed as ghosts?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge. Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
I mean, not that I care what the ecclesiastics care or wanted to do with that place. But I guess if there are, dopeheads and burnouts or whatever, causing rackets to some extent, I should look into it. But I have questions for you first.
All right, man.
He claps his hand enthusiastically.
With the sort of glee that's meant to imply you've already taken on the case.
So, what's the status of the church? I haven't gotten inside the building just yet.
I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. A padlock. It's a temporary fix. Just something to contain the situation. I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
Okay, what about the key?
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key. Only if he promises to look into the spookers in the church.
It looks at you gravely.
Officer, I apologise. Noid doesn't always understand the joy of giving for the sake of giving. I think it may have something to do with his childhood.
A pincer maneuver.
No, you can coerce me into taking this on. I don't need the key.
Well, if you ever decide to change your mind, then we're here.
Well,
Just ask me about the door again.
Yeah. How long have those people been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
Wait, you lock people in? How can you be so sure they haven't starved to death?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
Keep talking. Maybe the chance is going lower each sentence.
Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there.
Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means?
Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive. I mean, come on. Most people aren't ever that alive in their entire lives.
Not even that alive in their entire life. What does that even mean?
I don't know. What does anything mean, really?
Did you kill some guys?
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like nonsense.
You're right. It is nonsense. Total garbage. I knew you'd see through it. You're one smart cop.
Andre, you stop bullshitting me right now.
It feels good to be the smart cop, doesn't it? That's a good cop to be. Has a nice ring to it. Smart cop. You wouldn't want to be stupid cop, now would you? But still, maybe he's just sucking up to you.
It is definitely sucking up to me. You can stop buttering me up now, thank you.
Oh, okay. I won't do that anymore.
Yeah. Alright, other questions.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Alright, yeah, you talk about these dope heads and whatever, but who are these people exactly?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
You haven't even seen them and you want the police involved.
Well, there's also the machinery.
He leans for emphasis, the
This
machinery.
machinery is of the deeply mystical variety.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in here.
Having machines in a place is not illegal.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
So what?
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
For this man, even regular silence is awful enough. But that was something greater.
It was advanced silence, but you haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church a couple of times, and we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
What was that about something watching you?
Like you aren't alone, you know?
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
Well, how do you know that if you haven't seen him?
Not human, as in a ghost. Do you know what he means? Non-human means a predator.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crabman.
A crabman.
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behavior.
Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures and not known for climbing walls.
Okay, why do you just say there was like a crabman? Are you sure there was a crabman?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
The implications of this are too numerous to consider. Proceed with caution. Learn all you can before entering that dark building. There probably is no crabman. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
Well, still curious. Can you tell me more about this machinery?
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
Bowls, what about the bowls of water? Okay, whatever. I'll talk with Noah in a second. So, how can you be sure they're burnouts and dope heads if you haven't seen him? The only thing you said that you've seen is machinery with wires that go to water, and apparently one of you saw a crabman, whatever the hell that means.
Well, honestly, I can't, but I am.
This is a below feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy.
Whoa, you can, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire.
Hey now, I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers.
And they're 70% sure that they're alive, too.
Don't let all that technology fool you. Where do you think the drugs come from?
Okay. Alright, let's talk about something else.
Sure. What?
Well, you mentioned some kind of ecclesiast, whatever this word means, on the church. Who are these people?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery.
Before we go on, what do you mean by Meteorian?
You know, of Meteo. Concerning Meteo.
Now, Meteor.
Meteo, a country on Muindi. On the Muindi Isla.
One of the poorest of the first world nations today, but once a great ancient civilization. Capital Tilakos by percentage.
Okay. Well, can you refresh my memory? Now humor me, Andre. What is the founding party?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organisation.
And
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian Church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the Innocentic system, no?
yeah, apparently, and that's something that we use today, even in the RCM. You know, my line of work. Now, Andre, in your opinion, will this ancient religious organization who anoints the innocent want a club on Nordic music in one of their churches?
Totally.
There isn't a trace of doubt in his voice.
The Pericarnassian Church is about love, and Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance.
He violently shakes the tape player, as if to see if he can break it.
Love is hardcore.
Love is hardcore.
Unity. Unity.
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the bass, as if testing the waters.
Alright, no words, enjoy the beat, nod your head.
Feels good.
Well, I don't quite understand. What are you talking about? What's a posse? Of course, the posse is like a group of guys.
Your posse's like your people, man. Like you got your cup posse. You look out for each other and you party together. That's a posse.
Two men and a woman stand on the beach, under a row of houses long abandoned to war damage. The words, "Felled Electrical," have peeled off the turn-of-the-century waterfront development. One of the men carries a small boy on his shoulders. The boy looks up at the faded logo. The woman says to him, "Good to see you here, Special Consultant. We're worried about the Lieutenant Ifreto."
Oh, that's me.
"Why are you worried about the Lieutenant Ifreto?" asks the boy. Then a wave comes crashing in.
So those two in the Ring of the Rags were meeting on with someone about me. Interesting. Anyway, it sounds like you're just saying random things. Love, posy, make noise.
Are we?
He looks at you mysteriously.
You hear a wave crashing outside, not far. It's a big one. The rumble dissipates into the bass line.
Yeah!
The one with the large head really enjoys it when his friend gets mysterious. I mean, I guess love can be pretty hardcore.
Oh yeah, it can.
He's coming around. You're getting it.
Now I understand it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. Another music is about love, and so is the Pericarnassian Church, whatever. Now this is too much. No sin organization will want this level of absurdity in the church.
That's pretty downbeat. I think I speak for all of us when I say we expected the law to be more open to the idea of love, unity, and the Pericarnassian posse.
I mean, realistically, the law doesn't share their vision. The law doesn't really, not really about love. They don't care about that shit. Not to say that I approve. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I guess it is. So, you got more questions?
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. His expectation is fierce. You can't be scared of moving a little bit, are you? Get the grind on.
What are you talking about? I am moving, or I was moving for a second. Whatever. I want to ask you about the tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
I see you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even is running water.
Right, but it is destillated.
Oh,
He doesn't know what to say.
it's the one they sell at the fuel station.
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of.
Hate to tell you, but a reek of sweat in here.
It does, doesn't it?
Told you we have a smell problem.
He picks up a piece of telephone cord and inspects it. Wait, I also smell ether. Why?
Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid?
No,
It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent, like laundry detergent. Pretty interesting thing to mix, huh?
He sniffs the air, then shrugs. It doesn't take a forensic scientist to guess it's drug-related. They look and act like the kind of guys who've done their fair share. However, their breathing is regular, their jaws stay put, and their pupils aren't dilated. So, not under the influence right now.
We outside we did see the girl being a little going down the high a little
At
bit.
least not under the influence of stimulants. That doesn't rule out hallucinogens, benzos, some depressants. How do you know all this?
Depressant. I probably did some of those. Come on. I probably did a lot of this. Actually, never mind. I probably did a lot of this. And what's with all the nosapeth?
The what now?
Points to the bottle of nasal spray in the corner. The Nospat Ultra. You have a lot of it lying around.
Oh, the old Ultra. We,
He's like an actor looking to the souffleur for his line.
I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
Well, you sound pretty fine to me.
Yes, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Nosafed is the shit.
Can I have some? I have some nose problems too.
Sure.
It picks
There
up
you
one.
go, officer.
Alright, we got
The
one of
Noser.
those.
Blast away.
Nice. Alright, enough of this.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Logic, godly, 16. Maybe everything is quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. We got logic 6, even 42. 1. Unexplained ethyl smell. Unexplained nose bath. 1. Headphones were sold. Narcomania is a plague. Okay. Hold on. That's it
You
for
can always
now.
come up.
Give me 1 second. We need some goddamn logic on this. Glasses. Hell yeah. 1 extra thing. We have some shirt for this, right? Yeah, the logic shirt. Hold on, we got a better hat for logic. Yeah, found 2 logic, even though it doesn't make any sense because that's a sport equipment, but okay, whatever. The jacket for more logic. Yes. Anything else? I think literally every piece of, except for my foot and my hands, but that makes sense. All right,
Hi again. Have you changed your mind?
very
Changed your
high.
mind, right?
All right, maybe everything's quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze.
A number of things don't add up. Let's take a look. How about gather around, kids?
Okay, kids, now gather around.
The young speed freak puts down a busted capacitor and looks at you. The one with the large head seems very enthusiastic about whatever you have planned. Their would-be leader is less amused.
You know, sometime in the past, I'm not sure when and where, but betrayal was involved. I felt sick and became the shadow you see now. But before that, I have reason to believe I was a police detective.
But you still are.
I was good enough in this job to be awarded the rank of Lieutenant Jeffrar, or whatever it's pronounced. I could have even been captain. Imagine that.
What happened?
Life tore me up a new asshole.
That's a real downer.
He shake his large head. Now, obviously, that might as well have been 1,000 years ago. But there's still some detective left on me.
The young speed freak is silent. He senses something is wrong.
You're sober. Was it hard for you to keep sober for this meeting?
We don't need drugs to be hardcore.
Shut the fuck up, Egg.
Maybe not today, Egg, but you need drugs to get through the days when you're not expecting me.
Climb down from the equestrian monument, cop man. Consciousness is new to the universe. We all have our ways to ease the shock.
Yeah, but the bottom line is, I know.
What exactly is it you know?
This isn't making of a club, it's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
He points at the speakers.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
Oh, and where is his friend? Did he lose his friend?
What do you mean, friend?
The other speaker, you only have one.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
This may be the brain damage talking, but you've definitely never heard of monodynamic or one-speaker systems.
You had no headphones. Wouldn't a cell need her headphones to spin tape?
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
I know you pawned them, like the lab equipment and drug ingredients.
I'm sorry, but there is no lab equipment and no drug ingredients.
The nose fed in here is an active ingredient.
He said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
Likely pseudoephedrine, almost exactly the shape of ephedrine. Ephedrine makes you happy, and so does pseudoephedrine.
The distillated water, cornerstone of a clean lab.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point, Lawbringer?
The ether in the air, a useful solvent, good for getting acting agents out of a solution.
Make up your mind. First is the sweat, then it's the ether.
There's no need for me to pile out more, is there? You guys can drop the act. The quicker you drop the act, the better for you.
No shit.
He sounds tired. And sure, you tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab. How smart you fucking kids think you are?
Come on, that's...
He waves his hand. Against the law, punishable by summary execution.
It's not.
His eyes are wide with fear. So what are we going to do with you? Proceed.
What do you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing. The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this.
The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him that you don't care about any of it. Is that a good idea? I definitely don't have good enough hand-eye coordination for doing this thing with my gun. I don't really care. I just want to crack the case. Do what you want and I'll do what I want.
Really?
Of course, not really. Okay, really. I want to ask you about something else.
You wanted to just ask me about something else?
Or you can tell me the plans of the church really was.
He thinks for a moment, then opens his mouth, but closes it again. Then finally raises his hands.
Things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur in this city. It's not like we're not going to turn the church into the wickedest club in East Revershaw.
Because we are! We totally are!
Okay,
We just
but...
got to turn it into a speed lab first.
You know, to get our foot in the door.
And why do you need me?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
They're not really spooky, are they?
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in there.
Yeah, but I mean reasonable.
But the sign was way off too. I couldn't feel the love at all.
So, what now?
This is it. Judgment time.
Give me your cash. Asks for a bribe first. Nah. Pick up and report to prison 41. Arrest them. Get lost. I don't want to see you again. Evict them. Let's do this clean. No speed lab. Just a club for anodic music. Proceed with the club. I wouldn't work without the lab. Do what you have to do to keep the club alive. Proceed with both. Nah. Just the club. Let's do this clean.
Yeah!
The young man smiles, widens to an inhuman proportion. His teeth beam in the floodlight.
I knew it.
The would-be leader dropped his spiked head between his knees.
It's impossible now.
No, Andre, it's harder now. This hard cop has come to show us how much the fish is, and the fish is always so much more. We all know there was never going to be a club for Nordic music with the Speed Lab. Now it has a fighting chance.
Okay. What was that about a fish?
There needs to be a club for Nordic music in there. Needs to. Everyone hates each other. Everybody hates it here. It's all just drugs and we're slaves and I can't. We are running out of time.
Egg, you're a good egg.
We need a win, Andre. I promise this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful. This will be a victory for the light.
Egghead. Yeah, hell yeah, Egghead.
This will be nothing.
This will be nothing. Oh, come on.
You can hear the ice crack underneath you. Outside, the last century waterfront development is crumbling in the wind. A grape-shot row of falling houses. And so is Rue de Saint-Giraud and all the houses on Main Row. The old cinema is sinking underneath Villa La Bosse.
Wait, does anybody feel that?
What?
Nothing. Let's call this incident crime prevention. But I have my eyes on you.
Okay. We'll try to do it without the drugs.
He raises his head from between his knees.
We'll do a straight club up in there, spinning the maddest reels, and nothing but. I swear to God. Okay, Egg?
From here on, it'll be straight all the way.
That's it for now.
Oh, you should have the key. We had to padlock the door to the church to keep more vagrants from wandering in. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
Fuck. Be a cool cop. Catch the key as it flies towards you. Dress code. Extreme performance. Grab it.
It's as if time is frozen somehow. You think you can sense the key moving in the air.
Fuck.
Yeah, this is going to be way cool.
Don't ruin the cool by overdoing it. Rise your hand in front of your face with minimal effort.
Blam! Straight in the eye. Straight in the old eye orb.
Fuck!
The looking ball. A stabbing pain. Tears stream uncontrollably from your right eye.
Out, you goddamn asshole! What is wrong with you? Can you see I'm in pain now?
Man, I'm super sorry. That was totally my bad. I got overexcited. Threw him too hard. I'm sorry.
He looks like he's genuinely sorry. He didn't throw them better.
I'm sorry. Bend your face in mockery of his useless contrition. You almost eye murdered me! Me! A cop! That's use of lethal force!
I really am sorry, man. Just take this, okay?
He pulls out a black paper from his belt pack.
Well, looks like there's quite a lot there.
Should I take the money, man? That's the least you could do, take the
I
money.
hope that settles it.
$25? Hell yeah.
The key?
He cautiously hands it to the yellow keyring.
He is shifting in his spot, uncomfortably. Still,
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
Alright, that was kind of sad. Kind of pathetic. Well, I did got one nose pad, so...
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid?
He stopped it over his toolbox and, as usual, shuffling balls around. Yeah, it's the sneak, whatever, align.
That's fine, man. But I've got to warn you.
Sinuses.
Our signs are still off. It'll take some time for me to get my sign on.
Huh, I thought we'd be okay now, sign-wise. I guess my little tantrum getting hit in the face didn't help that much, huh?
I'm doing what I can.
He continues to rearrange his tools.
it's not easy for him. It probably took him years to get used to Andre.
Yeah, I believe that.
He looks like a well-thought-out individual. The synchronization might be worth it in the long run.
Okay, rhetoric. You want to talk with interesting people? I'll give you interesting people. Tell me about the machine you saw in the church.
Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
The People's Republic of Samara is a product of Revachel's sister revolution on the Grand Isola. It's known as a severely degenerated rogue state.
Don't be too hard on Samara. They are all alone in the world. Half of what they know of them is just propaganda.
I know, man. I was just talking about the aesthetic.
What's wrong with the supernatural?
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it, though.
The sickest. That's perhaps why it should be researched.
Okay. I'm down with that. I'm prior to the supernatural arts. You're a believer too?
Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
Okay. A little bit of a conspiracy. Noi, he was a little paranoid. What do you call Noi?
The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
It picks up some sort of a widget.
It's not easy to reach a harmonic resonance of signs without some adjustment.
Alright, I need more judgment, I guess. Okay, maybe I'll come back later. How about you, Egg? Anything to say?
Good morning, comrade. Yeah.
Alright. Well, that was interesting. Adele, I need to talk to you about a couple of
The
things.
shaggy-haired girl kneels on the sea ice. She looks up as you approach.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With
Well-
the church, I mean.
Can't say. I gotta ask you a couple of questions first.
Shoot.
I'd like to know more about your associates.
My associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
She blows on her chill fingers. What do you mean? You must know something about them.
Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
To the cops.
What about you? Tell me something about yourself.
Me? I'm a silver bird.
Okay, I'll ask about that later.
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
I'd like to know more
My
associates.
associates?
Just answer the question, please.
Sorry.
To the
Alright,
cops.
the same thing.
Me?
Alright, got it.
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
You know, the others told me you went inside the church. What do you see in there?
Oh, that. You're not gonna believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
She's less prone to blurt it out, Crabman, than the others.
We'll see. Well, go ahead and tell me.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still.
Well, that's not especially frightening.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
So, like a fucking spider, more likely.
Like a crab, you say?
What did the crab man look like?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
Come on. She obviously could. She already went into detail.
Come on, quit stalling on me. What did he look like?
He looked like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff. Had a mesh tank top. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that only made it scarier in a way.
He looked like a banger. You like that? But that made him scarier. Why?
A crab and a banger?
The lieutenant raises an eyebrow.
Yes, a banger. As in a mess gang member.
Oh,
I
that.
know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw.
A gangster crabman. Yeah, I don't believe you. You were wrong, I do believe you.
Why?
I mean, it seems too ludicrous to be a lie.
I guess so. Anyway, what else?
You know, your associates tried to use me to set up a drug lab. I'm guessing you knew of this plan.
I did, and I'm sorry. For what it's worth, which isn't much.
This is why I didn't go into the tent. Typical delinquency.
The lieutenant looks at the ocean, squinting his eyes.
You don't get to choose your posse, they choose you. Mine are idiots, but they're mine. I tried to talk Andre out of it. I even tried not to lie to you.
Indeed. She merely tried to omit the truth instead.
Instead, you opted to omit the truth, which, it's the same thing.
I know, but I knew you'd see through their plan too. I'm not an idiot. I should have been able to control them, and I will in the future. I promise. May I ask, what did you tell them?
Do what you want with your dance club plans, but no drug lab, please.
Thank you. I'll get them under wraps, I promise.
Yeah, you better. I'm gonna send them to jail. Well, that's it for now. Well, pretty interesting stuff. Let's go to this so famous church. We didn't really went on last time, but let's check some of the exterior first. The sign reads Saint Brunet, 1147. Dust pews in the shadows. Many seems to be missing. I think some money. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. Got some coins, 61 cents. I'll take it.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Alright, let's check the carpentry first.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run your hands over the beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
An emoji.
There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
So what makes it so modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here. These forces of future have chosen to pick something that reminds you of you.
Have you seen this symbol before, Lieutenant? Points to it.
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
What is suggesting of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
And I'm not a youth. Okay, I assume that's modern then. I agree, it's very modern. But does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here?
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Yeah, sorry about that, Lieutenant. Okay, hold on. Maybe we can peel it off. It says that we can peel it off. I'll try. Didn't we need interfacing? I already forgot. I'll take... that, sure. I don't know, physical conceptual, yeah. Hat, probably the RCM, yeah. Story.
Heavy wooden doors. More than twice your
Interfacing.
height
Try to
stand
peel off the
shut
sticker
in
without
front of
ripping
you.
it.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put the sticker in your ledge. After the last century, where it belongs.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
Hell yeah. Secret task complete. Style your paperwork. Oh, can I see that on the thing? I'll check in a second. Open the padlock with a key.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open. Feels like electricity and a very small piece of nothingness.
Let's go.
Pulls on the door.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area. It's black holes and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city.
Yeah, I see the lungs shining. Pretty cool. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Okay. This grotesque wooden figure look half finished. What even is this? Doesn't look like anything that I can recognize. Feels like trying to become one with the church. The figure was added later. It's not part of the original church. So someone would carve the thing. More of the forked lining patterns that you saw outside. Bark beetles. No, it looks intentional. Some long forgotten style. The backboard is filled with complex equation. They look recent. Cold winds blow in front of the broken gallery, make your skin crawl. Is this snow? Where did this come from? What is behind this glass? Why do we even need a key if there was a big hole here? 2 decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. A portable Harman Woshi tape recorder. It is possible it's recording something. So I guess this is the machine. This is just the same type of a computer that was in the someone siphoning electrical currents from outside into this antenna. Okay, this is just a computer like the one in the commercial Doom area.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
He seemed cautious around the machine.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but this machine does look like the one in the Doom commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
He inspects the machine frameworks, careful not to touch anything.
A quaint little box of radio waves.
Wait, let me investigate it. Step behind the computer.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses.
Look inside
You're free to proceed.
Alright, look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater.
Press print.
Nothing happens.
Okay, press play.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon. Votre accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Elysium repeater station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's
the same lady
woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's not clear whether she recognizes your voice. I look inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log February to March.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
Yeah, I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Fortress accident. Like the one in the Doom commercial area?
I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Yeah.
Saint-Brun. That's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine? That's the Doom commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with?
Thanks, but I'm finishing with this call.
Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
She says her voice disappeared into a whirl of static.
The machine's keyboard
I
is
don't know.
still illuminated.
I don't know if she recognized me. But, alright, let's check this hole.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Should I? No.
Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you, as if under a microscope.
No, I'm not your bug.
As that bitter thought passes through your head, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder with 3 fingers.
I'm not doing that cross either.
Good call. She left us all in the shits. Don't give her a single thing. Just stand there in the apricot-colored light of the window, secretly grinding your teeth. The woman smiles her distant smile, unmoved, struck in half by the crack in the glass.
Yeah, I think we're clearly. First of all, I'm not a religious guy in real life. Second of all, I think that the reason I think Harry's just projecting her feeling about her ex, about Dolores. So this is Dolores Day.
The old woman in the village was right. This must be the Delorean Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records.
You know this place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Ravachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them, the 7 sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
He looks at the machinery lying around.
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism?
I mean, it looks like it when he did like the little sign with his hands.
A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Let's pry a little bit. Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces. The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here.
And who conducted the raid?
Well, your station was involved, I hear. Although I can't be sure.
How come the lieutenant isn't sure? Is this confidential information?
How are you not sure?
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I mean, I guess that could have happened here.
I'm sorry, I'm not saying you were. It was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
Yeah, I'm still curious of why this was like a clandestine operation. Who was here? The merit, like this whole raid. You know what? If I was here, I should probably find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
Kim, are you a follower of Dolorianism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are Dolorian in origin.
Stroke your chin first.
The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically.
I don't like her. She looks like a lever. I don't think you were spiritual.
It's not spiritual. It's constitutional. The Dolorian system does not demand faith, only accordance.
How did I know that this was the mother of humanism? Hold on. Turn away. Let's just get something encyclopedia for like a second. We need our detective hat. Dick Mullen's hat. Hell yeah.
The mother of humanism stands above you.
What do I know about
Despite
humanism?
the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever as it haunts all men.
I bet having this memory of this, of Dolores doesn't help, because like I said, it haunts all men, and the love of our life that left us, it's like like two figures in our head constantly, I imagine. So what exactly is an innocent? I heard of the system.
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
A tyrant?
In a way, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built from the ground up to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
So is it one in office now?
No, we are alone.
When was the last time someone was in office? Okay, when did this one rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty, draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this?
Absolutely.
Dwarfed?
Where's this coming from?
The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away.
Yeah, it's fermented in my head.
No, you must know.
We must know, right. Better not, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state. A scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene la Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on.
The discovery of Martinez, all the peninsula.
She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history. The DeLorean era.
Wowee!
Wow indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt.
I want more.
As did we all. The lands of the Mesk and the Occident, and even faraway Supremwindi, altogether 21 of the 40 Mundial nations of the time, immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning.
Tell me about her crowning.
In a city called Advesperaskit in Vesper Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt.
I don't care how she looked. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me. No. She must have been beautiful.
Oh yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen.
And then what happened?
One of the men in this secret service killed her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else.
So her rule lasted 22 years. That ain't bad. And he was killed by one of their secret servicemen because he didn't think there was a human. Why? What?
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves. The man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents. Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes.
Well, her little lungs apparently shine, whatever that means. So, yeah, that I don't know. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves. She means that she accelerate the progress of humanity, maybe?
This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
I mean, maybe she was. I don't know. No, there was something bad about her. I want to know.
You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her Theriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the Innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
What was the resettlement programs? What happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity, suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacentic, mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
So she did commit some war crimes and stuff, huh? Interesting. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking like Harry here thought about her ex about something very beautiful. Someone almost like a Dolores. Remember her as Dolores, you know? That's why he's like projecting on Dolores. I'm pretty sure all the war crimes and stuff is something he said, sure. But again, he's projecting. But now I'm thinking, is her ex gonna be like an innocent or something? What was that about she not breathing, her lungs glowing?
Lieutenant Yefrater, you've stood there for over 5 minutes.
The lieutenant convoy's echoes. Yeah, I was thinking and remembering stuff.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
Glowing lungs. That's fucked up.
Yes, glowing lungs are quite unusual. After that one time, they have not been reported to glow.
He takes his glasses off to clean
You
them.
know, this church, the coast, we shouldn't linger. Finish what you came here to do and let's move on.
Alright. One more thing and we'll be done for the day. Give me the visual calculus.
The mother of humanism
Yeah.
stands above you.
Reconstruct
A
the
precious and
cracked
complex
glass.
wax painting on a jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and a text, a light motif below
Like,
them both.
I'm gonna take a guess that this woman was the queen, the Dolores, like, you know, was working with before. What shattered this mosaic, whatever?
Unknown. Something during the raid the lieutenant mentioned, or just hooligans looking for something to break.
I doubt like the car like break here from here or something, or a bullet break it. It looks too big. Who is the older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden rights apfel in
The
one
fuck is a
hand
ranged
and a
festival?
scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
The motto, what does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then along the left side, après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau. After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death.
Lieutenant, they used to say after life, death. After
Life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
I don't see how it's like too feminine, but alright. What is the RCM motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
Cool.
High school.
High school. Step back. Well, that was a lot of interest. That was a lot of interesting stuff. But yeah, we still had a full church to investigate and more to do in this game. So yeah, we're gonna wait that for the next episode. So thank you everybody for watching. If you've been enjoying the content, make sure to give a like, comment, and subscribe. We see each other in the next episode of Disco Elysium. Bye bye.